Today is Friday, the 11th of March 2016. It is 15:16 Central European Time. This is to document several things. As you know, some 3 days ago I sent a complaint, this one here, 4 days ago actually, sorry. I sent a complaint to the ex-Austrian Bundesheer, and part of that was a financial deadline to the Abwehramt in paying me the damages that were already demanded in June 2014 in the Kapitulationsbedingungen der Republik Österreich. It says in here that I was due 20 million euros for around 20 years of abuse that I received at the whim of the ex-Austrian Bundesheer. I demanded 100,000 of that in advance and it did not come. I want to prove that it did not come. I go to my bank account, which is the bank account that I mentioned to them. Oops. I don't quite have that number at the moment. There we go. That money did not arrive. It is Friday afternoon. Fridays is when banks close at 1500 hours thereabouts. I have 60 euros on my bank account. The last money I got was from Gebietskrankenkasse and nothing down the lines of 100,000 of damages for an entire life full of torture. So they failed their deadline, and because of that I am sending an email here. I want to read this out loud. Verlautbarung 177 to the Armed Forces of Freiland. This mail is an order to the Armed Forces of Freiland. As such, it is aimed at all the military staff of Freiland's predecessor states, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Slovenia, as well as staff from the territorial parts of such predecessor states that did not fully become Freiland, namely Austria, Germany, Poland, Italy. Any recipients not military are to forward this to their predecessor states' military staff. You are to establish contact amongst one another for sake of Freiland. Each and all subsets of you collaborating with the ex-Austrian Abwehramt and or the ex-Austrian Heeresnachrichtenamt and or the non-military ex-Austrian Verfassungsschutz are to immediately stop any and all collaboration with them. You are to aid such ex-Austrian and now Freiland part of the ex-Austrian Bundesheer who are not themselves members. I'm gonna make that not fat, bold. Who are not themselves members staff of Abwehramt and Heeresnachrichtenamt in arresting every last member staff of those very former services, including retired member staff. The Abwehramt and the Heeresnachrichtenamt are to be considered abolished and are to cease all operation. Them continuing operation is an attack against all of Freiland and its population, against all of Europe and against all mankind. The Abwehramt has let go by without any action a deadline once more by failing to comply to the demand of paying damages to me personally, a sign of their surrender to mankind, thus ultimately proving to all people in the world that they are each and all to their last man willing executioners of Fex Mundi, the filth of the world, who utilized inhumane technology to suppress their own and other countries' population into mind-controlled enslavement and obedience. Regarding your pending collective death sentences, I once more want to remind you of the fact that getting into action as individuals is considered mitigating circumstances and thus leniency regarding your individual death sentence is due. Regarding the new ex-Austrian Minister of Defense, Magister Hans-Peter Doskozil, I want to remind you all of the fact and point out to make clear to all of you that that man is not legitimized by Freiland or its populace to act in that role. The Prime Minister of Freiland is the Supreme Chief of Staff, and that Prime Minister is me, Wolfgang Klubscher, Prime Minister of Freiland. I decided to keep this in English rather than German because chances are English is a little easier for some in Freiland even, of the predecessor states here, who might rather speak English rather than German. Nonetheless, this is an order. Also I'm going to mark order here. This is an order, and it is the usual recipients. I want to demonstrate a little other thing. I will add webmastercia.gov just to give you a little demonstration of what happens when I try to send emails to the CIA. The email, well, I'll just send it away, and you will realize a little window pop up soon. Takes a few moments. Here we are. The email does not even leave the webmail server. GMX is blocking me trying to contact the CIA. They are blocking the CIA address. I am not allowed to send anything to the CIA via my GMX account. So I have to take that out again. This is for the people who wonder, why don't I keep the CIA informed on things, as I try to do with the MI5 and the MI6. I don't reach the MI5, of course, and I have no way, as they block MI5, I have no way to guarantee that the MI6 stuff makes it through. But for those of you who wonder, well, why don't you directly include the CIA? I would love to do that, I just am being forbidden to do that. So I sent this once more without the CIA as a recipient, and lo and behold, it makes it through, and there we are. It is through. Here is, right up here, the email that I just sent. Only the CIA recipient address is being blocked by GMX. The others are allegedly allowed through. I'm pretty sure that they do not all arrive there. Add to that the Russians, this is by postmaster.gov.ru, that at the this is actually some military server in the US, and of course the Italians at Sicurezza Nazionale, as well as some former Czech funny people, are blacklisting me. But other than those three who have been blacklisted, in theory, all the others should receive this email. They are to forward it, as I just explained, to their military staff. All Abwehramt and Heeresnachrichtenamt and Verfassungsschutz are to cease operations and be arrested. Thank you.